I'm going to create my team here. And I think this one is good because no one can use any neutrals, and that is my daily quest today. Not using any neutrals whatsoever. So, Ouster. I feel like Ouster, but Selenia could also work really well. The ranged. But then if I go with Ouster, I can bring in some Return Fire with a Phantasm, and then I've got Return Fire and Magic Reflect at the same time, which is even better. And what else would I throw into this team? Maybe let's go and see what the most magic damage I can do that I can fit in would be. So I'm feeling like if they go blue, it's unlikely they'll have Magic Reflect. It may be a twisted and broken idea, but I'm hoping I don't encounter Magic Reflect. I'll throw a silence in there as well. Let's see what will happen. Well, they didn't bring any Magic Reflect, which bodes well for me. One of their magical attacks will get reflected. That sneak was completely upsetting. Affliction is not good. And Lord of Darkness is unbeatable. Yeah, I think even if I brought along an Amplify there, it wouldn't have worked very well. We've got a challenge here from Rondon. He's going to give me an opportunity to win. And the challenge disappeared. So if you want to send that again, Ron, feel free. Oh no, here we go. I can now view the challenge. It's a Gold League battle. All right. I'm going to have to turn off my screen. What are we going to do? It's flying. We want flying creatures. We don't want too many of them. I bet Ron is going to try and use, what's it called? Enjoy your black screen while I select my team. I'm going to be very, very devious with my team. And that doesn't mean I'm playing Quicks the Devious. I'll be playing something completely different. Something that no one will expect. Only me. I'm the only one who would expect this. Because it's a bad idea what I'm going to be playing. In fact, it's the most terrible of ideas. But, importantly, it's an idea of my own. Okay, it looks like Ron picked his team as well. Oh yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you screen? I'd screen snipe me. So, he's got some immunity stuff. And I just decided to go and be a llama plus various creatures. Although I am scared of that lightning dragon. Dragon is a scary, scary beast. It's gonna stun everyone to death. But hey, I've got cleanse, but the wrong thing's gonna get the last stand. I'm just trying to get all these losses out of my system before I actually try and attempt to do my quest. But this one is definitely a loss, so Rondon wins the eternal glory of beating a poor, misled, unfortunate little Twitch streamer. So I'm going to go back to ranked gaming and see if I can't do anything productive in ranked games, because so far, after, I don't know, how long have I been streaming for? Almost 18 minutes, 8 minutes, I can't count time. I'm still without a win. So we've got up close and personal going on now. And all I have to do is not use neutrals 3 times in a win. And I'm going to elect to try and do that with fire. I'm going to use Magnor. I'm going to use Phineas. The enemy's probably going to use Mylor, and I'm probably going to perish. But don't take my word for it. Let's wait and see what actually happens. when the teams come out of the gates when I hit the battle button. Well, there's no Mylor there, which is great. But there's two little annoying thorny boys. Luckily, it isn't the Malay Mayhem rule set. So I might be in with a chance, particularly if I can whittle them all down slowly. And it looks like that's precisely what I'm doing here. Thank you, Magnor. You're some sort of vicious, cruel beast. And now you just need to do that and blast away. And there's my first win of the day, and it only took me playing Jotun to get it. I don't know whether I'll be making Champ 2 today before the end of the season. We got 5 hours. I'm going to be here for another 2-ish. We'll see whether or not I grind my head against the pavement well enough to get there. Now we've got Noxious Fumes taking sides. Green Splinter is available. So is Death. So Mimosa poses a big threat. They've also got a Mylor, but Cleanse and Triage. Let's go with Llama Mage. Now there's no cleanses I can bring along, but there is a few triages. The best triages. And whoever I put up in the front is going to be cleansed immediately. So we'll bring someone who can heal themselves. Oh, so many options. Yeah, we've got to do the standard cron rubbish here. And I'm not using the cheesy cube because that will lead to me dying. So the triage is going to be useless. Thank you, DJ Bagman. Put together the border, I don't know how long ago now. And just due to a combination of laziness and the amount of effort that was involved in it, I haven't bothered to create any other overlays. Don't think there's any Chaos Legion creatures in there. I think I made it before the release of Chaos Legion, but I tried to get most things in, and it was good fun. Took me a weekend, but it was excellent use of my time. Clearly use of my time. And I think this is going to be another win for me, and I didn't even need to see Llama do a last stand. If I can hit this Nightmare. Because it does remain a pretty big threat. I might not have to hit it. I won't have to hit it. Because Poison will finish the job for me. And there it is. That is win 2 of 3 for my daily neutral quest. What will happen next? Have you guys looked into the changes that are occurring in about a week's time with the ranked rewards? What are everyone's thoughts on that? I took some time yesterday afternoon to read over all the changes, and I think it's going to be pretty exciting. It's probably going to lead me to play more games for longer, which I'm not sure if that's entirely a healthy way to spend my time, but it's certainly a fun way to spend my time. All right, we have another opponent, and it's Lost Magic and Spreading Fury. So everyone gets angry, they can't use magic. We've got Earth, Life, and Death available, so I think this might be a job for Shieldbearer. Glad to hear it, Sulix. It's one of those things where I've looked at it, and it's one of the few major changes that we've seen that have really made me go, oh, I want to play this game even more now. And I think that combined with the way in which those R shares are very clearly explained on the post is going to see a large resurgence in real people playing this game. It's going to be great. And I really love the transparency around the rewards as well. Okay, what do we have now? We've got Spreading Fury and Lost Magic. Did say I was going to use Shield Bearer. I want to make a nice, angry Shield Bearer who's going to be vengeful and full of anger. Hey, Butops, good to see you. What else am I going to put in this team? Because I got caught in my own brain doing a ramblings. And now I have no idea what I want to do anymore. Shield Bearer needs to stay alive somehow. So we'll assist him in that endeavor with a repair and a heal and a cleanse. And there's extra armor there. Now I need to do damage somehow. How am I going to do damage? I think I'm going to do it through a combination of this guy and this guy. And then we've got 2 mana left. So I might roll a Halfling Alchemist. Let's see how this combination goes. It will be very interesting to see how those running massive bot armies react to it, I think. Because if you are in a position where you do have all your cards and you're prepared to use them however you see fit, I think there'll be plenty of incentive for those people to use their own cards on their own bots, but at the same time, personally, I'm probably going to take away all the bots that I've been running and look to rent out my cards. Even though the bots that I'm running are holding all of my cards, and they're a carefully curated collection. Oh, that Hydra is so frustrating with that trample. That was the most annoying thing I've ever experienced in my life. I'm going to lose this battle, mainly because of that Hydra. But anyway, yeah, I just want to get those cards in the hands of actual players. There's many different ones available out there. Yeah, I think that the bots will still be around as well. You only need to do some mild Googling to find them. I don't know. I'm probably not going to get that sophisticated in my coding abilities for a very long time. For those of you who are not regular viewers of my show, I've recently started teaching myself Python. And yesterday I made a Hangman game that features all of the Splinterlands cards. Because what better way to play Hangman than to use Splinterlands cards? I might actually crack it out and we can play together as a stream. We can guess what's going to do things. Now, it's pretty hard to get your account hacked with something like this, particularly if you know what you're doing. I'm doing it fairly safely, and by fairly safely I mean all the cards I'm using on my bots are on one of my other accounts, and then they are delegated to the accounts that are being played by bots, and the cards are locked on the other one. So where the cards are actually held, there is no ability to steal those cards, so to speak. And plus for battles, only the private posting key is required, and to transfer stuff you can set it so that the active key is required. Now Hydra is going to definitely out fatigue me here, but I don't know, as long as they don't do exactly what they just did with their retaliate, I could have perhaps won. Oh, it was against BGI. BGI 203 is a super old school player. So yeah, I'm not surprised that I lost that. Oh, that's just not going to be an option. That would have to come with some actual currency. at least enough currency to make me not want to work my day job for a period of 3 years, I'd say. Because that's probably how long it would take for me to recover in the hospital after removing my beard. That's a true answer for you there, Ron. My wife's sitting in the room probably wondering, what the hell is he talking about, if she's even listening to me. Alright, what have we got now? We've got Stampede and Noxious Fumes. So it's going to be... I think I'm going to go with Chancius here. Because I want to use Sacred Unicorn. Where is my Sacred Unicorn? There they are. The best Sacred Unicorn you've ever seen in the world. In fact, I'm going to do everything that has piercing or stuff that has blast for this particular battle. I should also bring a cleanse. That would be very wise. Herbalist has a cleanse. They also have a triage, which is very useful in this rule set. Yeah, we'll go that way around. And what other cleanses do we have? True Speaker or Silver Shield Bard. I think I might pass on those cleanses and instead go for the immunity of Krallis. Just sitting, chilling in the back. We'll see if it works. It might work. Jin Murray is going to be very annoying as interference along the way. What's going to be really bad is the resurrection is not probably going to go to where I want it to. I have the feeling that my herbalist is going to get resurrected instead of anything that's actually useful. Optimistic Butops. Optimistic. Oh no, that worked out okay. And then the Divine Shield there worked out fantastically. I think we might see this Endless Trample come through. Here we go. And I think I did that without any neutrals. We did. Wonderful. That was a very quick and speedy daily quest. Let me claim my rewards, and then I'm gonna start the climb to Champ 2. That, or it's going to end up being a very impressive and rapid descent back to Diamond or Gold League. What am I going to get for my last day of the season? Let's see. A Conjurer, a Gargoyle Lion, Legendary Lotion, 3 Dark Energy Crystals, another Legendary Lotion, another Gargoyle Lion, an Alchemy Lotion, 8 DC, another Alchemy Lotion, Seedsmith, a Bandit, 6 DC, another Bandit, a Deceiver, a Legendary Lotion again, and 9 DC. That's pretty average, that's pretty normal RNG. And I'll get another quest in 4 hours and 27 minutes, and I'll be fast asleep by then. So I won't be doing another quest before the season's end. But what I will be doing is trying to push for Champion 2. Because last season I couldn't even make it to Champion 3. This season I'm going to try and get further. Let's see where I'm sitting on the leaderboard right now. 196th. So I'm going to need how many points to get into the real rankings? 4715 rating points. I'm going to need about 900 more rating points to get up into the crystals this season. I don't exactly see that happening, but might give it a go. Alright, what Splinter am I going to play here? Because I now have choice. And of course it rotates me around to the Splinter that doesn't do me any favors. Blue Splinter, Opportunity, Reverse Speed. Okay. I do like blue splinters slow creatures. I do indeed. Speed ascending. Because there's favorites such as the Frost Giant. Good old alpha cards. I'm going to miss them when I transition over to Modern League. And what are we going to do? Maybe I try and blind them, because that would be hilarious. That'll cause them to miss even more. We'll throw in a Grenadier. We've got double camouflage there, so Grenadier is going to be a vulnerable one to sneak. But because it is equal opportunity, what I probably want to do is, if I go and sort by health, then go have a look at whoever's got the least amount of health. As long as I have stuff with less than 3 health, that's where the enemy attacks will go. So my options are to use a Halfling Alchemist. That way enemy attacks will go into the Halfling Alchemist, then they'll die, and that will trigger the redemption. Then I'm going to be really evil and brutal if I can use that creature. Can't remember how much mana it is. Oh, the resurrection is 7 mana. Never mind. So 5 mana it is. And who am I going to use here? I think I might just go with Tortosan Chief, so I do have a heal in my team. And they can take the attacks from any potential sneaks, although we shouldn't see all that much sneak. It appears my opponent has ignored the reverse speed rule set by going for someone super quick with dodge and attempting to speed up their team along the way, so that's interesting. It sets up my Frost Giant for a nice little enjoyable time. And here comes the redemption. Gets rid of a fair few of my opponent's creatures. Oh, I just can't crack that armor though. And I'm very lucky I did not get afflicted throughout this battle. There it is. Not that I had a heal left when the affliction took hold. Okay, that's a good game right there. Stun came through really nicely. That's 21 rating points as well. That's big numbers. Alright. That is a good outcome. 195 more rating points to Champ 2. The grind will continue. Never ending. Always going towards the precipice of loss. Constantly. Alright. Another one. Equalizer. Earthquake. Dragon is available. I am going dragon. Because I want to exploit immunity here. And I'm just thinking with the splinters that are available, I think that dragon is the only one that has something with immunity that's going to be particularly useful. That's going to be Dragon Spirit, of course. We'll throw Earth Elemental in so they can have some of their own healing energies. Screeching Vulture gets a go. Although 16 mana, I could just easily go Llama Hydra or something absurd. And it would probably win, even though it doesn't have flying. That's an option. Let's consider that option rather deeply. Because Pelacor Mercenary. And yeah, let's just go Llama Mercenary. I changed my mind. Odds are through dumb luck, this might actually work. Unless it's Milo Crowling. It's not Milo Crowling, which I'm grateful for. They don't have a repair. They do have the Demoralize and the Rust and the Slow, which makes for not a great deal of enjoyability on my side. I think I'm just going to need to wait for the exhaustion. So I'm going to skip this one ahead to results, and I didn't win because they had more creatures pummeling my single creature, which is an important lesson. That is, don't put your eggs in one Pelacor Conjurer or Mercenary or whatever it is. Don't give all your eggs to one creature. They'll drop them. Healed out and Holy Protection, 46 mana. Dragon. I think it's time for a speedy blasty team. So I'm going to go Jotun. And we're going to look at all of the speedy creatures. Spark Pixies is speedy. Phineas Rage is speedy. Fire Elemental speedy. Pyromaniac sort of speedy. Let's go with organizing these creatures in some sort of logical order. And who are we going to have on the back line? I think I'm going to throw Mantoid in just to make sure my blast damage is as distributed throughout their team as possible. What are their thoughts? Well, my thoughts are that I have to get through Magnor first, which is going to be a teensy bit problematic. It's particularly when he gets very mad. I'm so glad he doesn't have a Retaliate. The Return Fire is annoying. But this is a humiliating defeat to me. So I was really happy about making 20 rating points that last battle, but I won. And then I lost 13, then I lost 29. So backwards. I think I'm going to end up sticking in Champion 3, so this stream is going to be an absurd, brutalist, postmodern struggle into the realms of potential Champion League, but not. Let me just fix up my camera here, because I had the angle all wrong and I only just noticed now. Why didn't you guys tell me? Now I am more central. And I am waiting. You will find the scent of death before you see the corpse fiend. It is a rot that fills the air and turns your stomach. Torn note found in a crypt. I wonder if the note stank as well. I was going to say just as a Corpse Fiend card does, but it actually doesn't. It's a really useful card. And it's a weak magic rule set, and that makes me want to play Death Splinter even more. So we are going to go Dragon Death with Quicks at the 4. And it's going to be our friendliest Djinn. A Djinn known as Murray, as I like to call him. Where is he? There he is. Djinn Murray. On account of the fact he has the Force Field and Return Fire and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. But that's secondary to what we actually want to achieve here, which is to absolutely demolish a potential enemy Kraken. So I've got a stun, I've got a true strike, I've got a choppy chop, so we can use Giant Killer to try and destroy an enemy Kraken. I'm also going to use this guy for another true strike, because if they play Blue Splinter or Dragon with Blue Splinter, it's going to be dang near impossible to hit the enemy. So that is what I am preparing for. We will throw Cthulhu into the mix as well. And finally, because it is weak magic, we're going to use Scale Doctor to repair Djinn Murray's Void Armor. Let's see if my rambling makes any sense in the context of an actual battle against a blue team. It may not. They have built a completely different team. Well, I hope my strategy can still work. Looks like the affliction wasn't required, though. They've got a Dark Horn at the rear of their team, a Robo Dragon Knight at the front. I need to get me an Angry Gauladon going. I wish Gauladon had Retaliate, but now he's gone. So now it's all up to Jin Murray. I'm having a tough time getting through their armor on account of the fact that it is weak magic here, and that is GG for me. Unless Cthulhu can solo the entire enemy team, which is very unlikely. It may happen in my wildest dreams. I have lost yet again. I don't think Affliction would have helped me there. Nothing would have. Okay, we have Holy Protection and Heavy Hitters. Would you like to purchase a Vow? I mean a stun. Stun, stun, stun in this rule set. Hey, Bakoni, good to see you. I've already done my daily quests. Now I'm trying to see if I've got the stones to make it into Champ 2. So far, the answer is no. A resounding absolutely not. Who's the guy that has knockout? There he is. And who's the other guy who has stun? There he is. Then we're going to throw in some 0 mana friends. See if we can't get through. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have gone Llama Mage and Tortoisan Chief. That would have been hilarious. It's just not been a fun or great end to the season. But did you see what just happened there? I need to start this battle from the beginning, so I can watch that glorious, glorious Kobold Bruiser be glorious. So this is what I had planned on occurring. There's a stun, and then a knockout from the Kobold Bruiser proceeded to kill Hydra in one hit. That was glorious. Using the rule set was useful. Who would have thought? Okay, 19 rating points back, but still in that midway point towards the Champ 2. Let's roll over again and see if there's any new tricks in store or waiting for me. What have we got? We've got Blast and Back to Basics. It's time for Death. This way we can at least reflect any magic. And I'm planning on attacking with magic of my own. And lots of it. Let's roll with a Phantom Soldier. One of those things. Definitely a Cthulhu because they are a nice beefy tanky boy. So is Magi of Chaos, surprisingly enough. Then you're pretty good bang for buck. You've got less health than Magi of Chaos, so you'll go there. There's no other 4 magic damage dealers. So at this point, we'll go with an Ancient Lich. Only thing that'll screw me over here is my team is pretty slow in terms of attack speed, while all the other splinters that are available, particularly if they use Danimal, are going to make it hell on earth for me because they will just bombard my team to its doom before my team even realize that they've walked onto the battlefield. That's how this game works. Speed is so super important. Well, I needed something like 1,000 rating points to get up into the crystals level of the leaderboard. So I definitely don't think I'm going to be making a leapfrog challenge today, because that would be, I don't know, 50 wins in a row to get that sort of rating. And when people take a very long time to actually submit their team, that makes it quite difficult to play battles. I did see there was quite a few people up in the leaderboard that did have insufficient power, so it's interesting that they're leaving it either super late to try and obtain that power, or who knows? Who knows? All right, here we are. So they did go with Byzantine Kitty, so my fear seems to have been imagined, but their team is not of... I was going to say it's not of maximum level, but then I realized it's back to basics, so that's why they don't have like 14,000 skills. For the same reason my team doesn't have 14,000 skills. And I'm really hating Hunter Jarks right now. Hunter Jarks and Cornelius are really, really deadly. They were pretty smart using those guys, because I couldn't have Return Fire and Magic Reflect, so hedging the bets and splitting between magic damage and range damage is actually pretty clever in the context of that battle. So they very clearly deserved that win, because I got outplayed, very outplayed. Just rearranging bits and pieces as I'm doing this stuff. I don't know. I don't know, Bakwani. What have I got now? I have Super Sneak. No, Sneak, rather. I know how to read. And Little League. And I only want to play snipe creatures for some reason in this context, but that will not work. So, what can I do that is like snipe, but is not snipe? I believe that is opportunity. Let's go with quicks. Let's go with earth. Let's go with opportunities. Go with the quickest of the lot. Or the onlys of the lot, I guess you could say. There's no blast to accompany this, unfortunately. If it's going to be Little League, let's bring out a Hill Giant so we can at least stun our opponents. Queen Mycelia and a Wood Nymph. Yeah, maybe. Maybe this will work. Alright. My opportunity seems like it may work quite well, because bang, then bang. I can rip away their back line while the rest of my team gets to have a fair bit of fun. Good stun there. Okay, that's not so great. The double Inspire on their Manticore was smart, but I think this little Screeching Vulture guy is going to do an incredible job of just ruining the enemy team's day. And hey, General Discharge, thank you for deploying your battalion of audience upon the Splinterlands TV channel. We appreciate it, and welcome to all the new viewers. Hope you're having a fantastic existence, no matter where you are. Welcome to the channel there, Fuzz. Or Fuzzif. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Hey, the Warsaken, welcome. Get that popcorn and those cats ready, because I'm going to try and do some Byzantine Kitty next. Hey, Mosho. Welcome. Alrighty, well, I can't do Byzantine Kitty here. a Buck, and 38 mana, some green, and some white, and some no neutrals. My opponent owns a Mylor. I don't see a shield bearer at the front of their army there. So I'm going to try and go with a completely passive team and hope they play Mylor. And by passive, I mean mostly ranged. So we need a repair. Let's go with a heal. We are going to use a triage. We're going to use this guy. We're going to use this one. And then 2 mana. Passivity is going to be through there. I need to get rid of Herbalist, meaning I'm going to have no cleanse, which may be a problem. But hoping it won't be. That middle order is difficult, but I'm going to try and get it to do the trick. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Bakweni. I am really looking forward to the new reward system. I was saying earlier that it's going to be one of the few things that's going to make me want to play more games, and it's been a very long time since there's been a change such as that in the Splinterlands ecosystem, so I am looking forward to it very, very much. Now, I'm probably not going to win here, although the snipes could be fun once I get through this mycelic slipspawn. I'm perhaps underestimating my ability for survivability. Being able to defeat a Prince Renan is always a fun and engaging time for the person who's beating the Prince Renan, might I add. Very glad I didn't bring any magic with me. Yeah, I think I got this battle. Executed amazingly. Beautiful. Now it's just going to be a matter of trying to hit the Spirit of the Forest, because her speed is obnoxious, but I should be able to do it. Just going to take a while. There we go. Didn't end up losing a single creature, and I still had the Resurrection in hand, so that is a good win, but I'm still very, very far from Champ 2. Let's go. I need like another 10 or 15 wins, with maybe 2 or 3 wins between losses between them, in order to make a Champ 2 placing a reality here. We've got Little League and Spreading Fury, so everyone is going to be a very angry boy. So we want to focus fire as much as we can. It's got Enrage. Oh, that is a shame. I wanted to use Pelacor Deceiver. I won't be able to do that. Am I going to use the Death Splinter though? Probably. Because I think an angry Shadow Snitch will be very difficult to hit. And it's a matter of finding a decent enough tank. That's a difficult proposition. Fire Splinter's probably got the best low mana tanks. But let's go with Crypt Beetle as the tank. Go with Life Sapper, maybe? No. Riftwing? Yeah, I was thinking Riftwing, but yeah, I don't know. I like the poison idea. did you mean a healing guy? Did you mean Thorosa? Thorosa's not going to do much. The problem of using Riftwing is if it backfires, it's going to enrage whatever it hits, whereas with Thorns, it's only going to enrage the front line, which is already going to be enraged. That's the thing I'm going for here. I'm almost out of time, so it's time to rush my team select. And it's going to be Weirding Warrior to amplify that Thorns. Let's see how this is. Oh yeah, the Corrupted Pegasus. I wouldn't be able to use the Corrupted Pegasus in this rule set because of it was limited to 4 mana or less, and that creature is 6 mana. Well, so far so good. It's working as I had hoped. However, the dodge, now you need to dodge this guy just to make Dr. Blight waste an attack. Oh yeah. So Dr. Blight wastes an attack, which meant that that guy chewed up the armor, and now it's the world versus Dr. Blight. Can Dr. Blight win, or can the world win? Clearly the world can win. And that win was against one of my fellow guildmates. And how fitting is that we end up, after that battle, on the same number of rating points. That is beautiful. Considering it's a man that I know in real life, it is incredibly satisfying. It's the sweetest of victories, particularly when he comes around and then beats me later. But yeah, how's that for even matching in the rating system? That is beautiful and brilliant. I don't even notice who I'm playing anymore. It's just another victim. Or maybe I'm the one who's the victim. It's hard to say, hard to know. Super Sneak, everyone sneaks. Lost Magic, no magic. Feels like a job for Life Splinter or Blue Splinter. I'm going to roll Blue Splinter because Life Splinter is just probably too predictable, and Kraken is probably way better in this particular situation. We want something in second position that's going to also be able to send attacks hurling back at the enemy. Everything's going to have return fire, so I can play pretty much whatever I want that has reach in that second position. Flying Squid has an enormous amount of health. They also have backfire, which is useful, but not super useful. I should go for raw damage here. So who's going to have the most range damage? It looks like it's going to be Asmir Harpoonist. They're not going to have as much survivability as a Cornelius, but I'm going to use Cornelius because they have that self-heal. So if there's any blast damage, they can stay alive a tiny bit longer. Now, we're definitely going to need a cleanse. And because it's lost magic, I can't use the cleanse that I desire. So I'm going to have to use an undesirable cleanse. Kelp Initiate. At least that comes with a triage to help keep Cornelius alive longer. And now I have 20 mana to spend on one creature, which is, for the record, not possible. At this stage of the game, at least. Let's go with Sandworm, because they'll be able to do whatever they like from that back position. And my opponent has gone with the Kitty Cat. So my blind and my speed and all of that is completely useless. But return fire is useful. I'm sad that my Kraken died. Bolt of Giant Killer. Most of my team is going to go by that path anyway. I'm skipping to results because that is a definite loss to me. Yeah, at least I only lost 3 rating points. My opponent was 600 rating points above me. Looks like they're pushing for Champ 1 to try and get to 4,700, which is a rating that I will only ever dream of. Alright, we have Earth, Death, Dragon, and Knockout. Alright, I'm going to do this with who just has the most stuns. There's 4 native stuns. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 native stuns. They're probably quicker stuns. So let's go with Kitty, Death, in order to go for the speediest stuns in all the land. In fact, I'm doing an entire team full of stuns. This should be hilarious if it works. Because all of my attacks are going to hit. There will be no missing. Whether or not all of my attacks stun is another question. The only thing that's going to suck is that my stuns are going to be fairly spread out, because Dragon Jump is going to do whatever they please. Then Magi Necrosi is going to snipe. Possibly they'll hit the same target. But then at least Soulstorm, Cthulhu, Twilight Basilisk, and Chain Golem will be focusing fire on a single target. Soulstorm and Dragon... not Soulstorm. Magi Necrosi and Dragon Jumper are sort of the wild cannons of the team here. They could do something completely unseen. Something obscene, maybe, given the fact that they are Death Splinter monsters. But I'm satisfied with the amount of stun I managed to put into the team. 6 stun, to be precise. If they play Llama Mage and just cleanse away all the stuns, I'm going to be quite upset. What's the bet they're going to play Llama Mage? That's going to be super annoying. But on the bright side, they can only cleanse only the 1 stun. Well, they went with super fast team themselves. They've got a single stun. This could be an interesting thing. Okay, I'm not allowed to play Hydra for 5 minutes. Well, we'll see what happens. It would be really awesome if banning the Hydra stopped my opponent from playing it. But I don't think that the Twitch chat is that powerful. Perhaps we can petition the devs to create a Twitch chat that is that powerful. That would be amazing. Because then I'd be using my own channel points to ban Valnamore every game until Modern League came through. Okay, it is Last Stand Cthulhu Man versus the world. And he's afflicted. So... can he... He cannot. He dies to poison. He is a poor, poor dead Cthulhu. It's unfortunate, but it almost worked. If I use my channel points and also request Hydra, does that cancel out the ban? I think it should. I'm going to decide what Splinter I play by pure random forces here. It's going to be Dragon next. If it's not going to be Dragon, well, it'll be Dragon with Death, so it'll be exactly what I just played. It's going to be Dragon or Death Splinter. Or a Dragonic Death Splinter. I will fire you. Oh, fight. Right. Never mind. Well, you can send a challenge at any time. That's not going to be all that thing. You had the stream of your life tonight, General Discharge. Opened a pack and got a card that yields 20,000 loot a day. I'm completely lost as to what 200,000 loot a day is. Is that for some other blockchain game or something else, or is that some new mechanic in Splinterlands that I have not yet heard of? Please educate me if it is a Splinterlands mechanic. We have Back to Basics and Odd Ones out. Dragon Splinter's available, and so is Death. So I can do as the wheel commanded. Ah, right, that's why I haven't have heard of it, because I've been living in a little hole doing nothing but other things. So we're going to go Biz Kitty, we're going to go Death, and we're going to throw all of the magical casters at the enemy. And I'm probably going to lose, but I'm going to try not to, because that's the whole point of this game, isn't it? At least with 4 mana. Sure, we'll use 3 there. Again, I'm probably too slow here. Yeah, General Discharge was like one of my biggest fans when he first found out that I was streaming. They are a legitimate human being. I think this is going to be a win. I don't know how. Ah, my opponent didn't field fully leveled monsters. That would be a reason why. And also I had lots of speed because I used Biz Kitty. I think they should do a skin for Byzantine Kitty, or it's just Business Kitty. It's just Business Cat wandering around, firing everyone from the office. And now I roll on in to another battle. Okay, Fog of War and Earthquake. So I can't decide what I'm going to play. Fire is not available. I landed closest to Earth, which is available, but we'll give it another go. This little spinny thing. Death is also not available. Landed closest to Life. I'm going to run out of time to pick my team, aren't I? Oh my god. It's just not giving me one of the available splinters. Well, dragon, sure. Dragon with who? Dragon? Dragon with dragon. Okay, I can use only dragon creatures. That's going to be really difficult. Let's go with Daria Dragon Scale. And I'll select, I don't know, water, because the dragon creatures can fly over the water. And now I've only got to use dragon creatures in a rule set of Fog of War, and I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do here. Hey, that's a good subscription for the Splinterlands TV. That is a button that you can press, and it does stuff. And you get stuff. I don't know, you get emotes? Do you get emotes for subscribing to Splinterlands TV? I think you might. You get a Jotun emote. That's cool. Spam that Jotun emote, General Discharge. Make everyone jealous of what they don't have. Unless they too are subscribed. I want to look at flying creatures. And the trick here is I can only use dragon creatures. And I think... Is Tower Griffin considered a dragon, or should I get rid of it? I think it's considered a dragon. It's descended from dragons, if dragons were dinosaurs. But I have 6 mana left, so let's go with Black Dragon instead, to make sure that we are playing Dragon Splinter with Dragon Splinter. That's a good thing. The cripple, or the oppression rather, against Almo. That's going to be super nice. But the rest of my team is going to perish very quickly to all of these opportunistic monsters. Look at that. That's a beautiful 8 damage. But the rest of my team is dying. Absolutely dying. It's all about the beard. I gotta go and spam all of that now. There you go. It's many different beards. At least that was only a 3. 170 rating points. It's gonna take so long. Alright. Weak magic. Odd one's out. I can't use Jin Murray. I'm crushed. I'm so sad. I want to use Void Armor. Void Armor with... I can use Jin Murray. Of course I can use Jin Murray. My life is like that of a emotionally unstable Splinterlands player. Realizing that I can indeed use things like those skills. And I'm going to also augment it by using Much Repair to accompany the weak magic. And then we're going to also use whatever protect we can locate. Oh, there's no protect. That makes me sad. See, now it's like it's that sadness sneaks back on in. But we can use other creatures. Who's a smiling creature? Let's find a creature that's smiling and play them. Thoros is smiling, but that's sort of a creepy smile. You're definitely not smiling. Life Sapper looks pretty happy, but he's magic, so he won't be happy by the end of the battle. Silent Shavi sounds like a good idea. Piercing. Who has piercing? I have got 10 mana left, so it's pretty much anyone. Let's go Sandworm. It'll be a full-scale sneaky onslaught of piercing, and then a full-scale void armor onslaught of attacking. We'll see what happens. You probably can get a top 30. You just have to find a way to obtain the private key of everyone in the top 30 and play matches with them where you just submit a chicken. Then, if you're simultaneously playing and defeating their chickens, you can get into the top 30 for only 1 private key per day. I sound like a World Vision commercial now for some reason. Alright, what have we got from our opponent? Well, I'm pretty happy with my sneak choices. Do they have any armor? Only the armor from the summoner. They've also gone with all-out piercing pretty much as well. The good news is I'm not going to miss any of my attacks, which is very good news in the face of a Void Dragon. I do like how they too tried to get the Void Armor cranking, but it's not going to work very well to their favor. My back line is very vulnerable right now. So grateful for that miss. Oh, 2 misses in a row from a Sandworm that never misses. That is glorious. Alright, that was 20 rating points. 40, 50. 150 rating points to go. I could get there. Got an hour to grind that out. Just under an hour. Super Sneak and Stampede. What am I going to do in this rule set? Green Splinter's not available, otherwise I would have just gone Hydra. And it's been more than 5 minutes now. So I'm pretty sure it's been more than 5 minutes since Rondon banned Hydra. I'm going to say it's been more than 5 minutes. It has been. Super Sneak and Trample. So I want... Oh, there's not a lot of mana available. So I'm going to go with the slightly insidious Trample route. Thank you for sending through some DEC. I do have an idea once I either get annoyed and go into like a massive losing streak. We can do some sort of giveaway. It's going to be a very rudimentary giveaway and one where you're all going to struggle and have to trust me a lot. Trample. I'm going to risk the... I was going to risk Exploding Dwarf, but now that I see this combination of things, I'm just going to go Magnar and Yoda and hope for the very best. Everyone's going to attack Magnar. Oh, I wish he had Retaliate. But now he's angry, but he's not nearly angry enough. And now he's dead. And I lost 3 rating points. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn off my screen for a second here. So I can bring up another window. Yeah, it is. It's 2.4 million DEC on my account. It's what happens when you've been playing for nearly 4 years. Okay. So I made a post yesterday that I had created a really terrible Splinterlands Hangman game, and that I have. So what we're going to do is, once I figure out a good way to display this, possibly by zooming in a comical amount, is we are going to play Splinterlands, yes, Splinterlands Hangman in a command shell. So we have a word with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters in the first thing, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters in the second thing. And that is the name of a Splinterlands monster. So we're playing Hangman, and it is exactly that, general discharge. I've been learning how to code Python over the last week, and this was my lesson yesterday to make a Hangman game. So we're going to try and break it. And I decided to put in Splinterlands creatures as all of the clues. So what is chat's guess for a letter? What letter are we guessing? You gotta guess a letter. I like Techie's thing. Yeah, the GUI does suck. The general discharge is taking a T. We have a single T in there. And Butops wants a C. There is a C in there as well. So we've got all of our lives so far. We have not failed yet. We want an A. So far, you're doing well. I See, we want an E now. Ah, I think I know what this monster is. Are you sure about the L? I think it might work. Nope. I know what will definitely work. It's going to be an N. I think a H is going to work. Yep, D is going to work. Are we going to have victory? Yep, it's enchanted. I know what this is at this point. I knew it very early on. Yeah, General Discharge knows. He knows. Enchanted Defender it was. So I don't know if this is fun, but it was really challenging when I was playing this on my own. Okay, we have a 5-letter thing now. What is this gonna be? Yeah, I don't use Enchanted Defender either as well. It was one of those early dice cards that I sort of missed out on. You don't see him played all that much though. General Discharge is like straight up Grund. I don't know, let's have a look. There's no G. There is no G. There are 3 words in my list that are not Splinterlands creatures at all. None of them have a G in there either. Someone's guessing Mylor, so let's throw an M out there. It's not that either. It won't be Llama because it would be Scarred Llama Mage in the full word. S, let's see. We got no S. And I've broken my code at some point because it's not actually hanging us when we make an incorrect guess. M is a no. I guess M again. Just going to spam M and see what happens. We got an E. Okay, E is the first letter. So it can't be Pixie. It's Enchanted Pixie is the card. But this one starts with E. Epona. Oh, I think we've got it. Good work, Butops. Alright, let's see what's going to be the next one. That's a really long name. We've got 8 characters. And then we got 6 characters. A, E's, and D's have been guessed. He's just going for all the vowels. I's and J's? What is next? I know what this is at this point. It's a card in Death Splinter. I'm thinking, if that helps anyone. That's my clue. It's the only clue. Yep, D's already in there on. Butops J is not in this at all. Look at me, I'm some sort of game show host, and Bakuoni has it. At least, I hope he has it, because that was my guess. There it is, Animated Corpse. From good old Death Splinter. Alright. Now we have a 4-letter word. What is a 4-letter word Splinterlands creature? That's actually a big big challenge to me. I've got no idea. 4 Added words. No, it would be Hunter Jarks. So the names in this would be identical to how it is. Someone guesses Grum? No, but it does have an R in there. It's not going to be Quix, because again, it would be Quix the Devious. It's the full names, because I just pulled the card names out of the Splinterlands API and dumped them into my script here. Mirror. No M. We've got an R. No A. I guess an E. Oh, I know what this is now. Do you guys know what this is? Grum is on the right track. It's in the right splinter. I don't think it's going to be a C. It is Pyre. That was my guess. I'm glad we guessed the same there, Techie. Alright, let's do one more. This one is 3 words. 4 characters, then 6 characters. Who do we think this is? The other 4-letter creature that it could have been Hydra. H-Y-D-R. Oh, no, I can't count. Hydra has 5 characters anyway. But who's this? 4, then 6. Bakuoni believes it's an A. There's a couple of A's in there. I'm thinking about who this could possibly be. I have no idea. It might be a gladiator card for all I know, because they tend to have long names. Any other guesses beyond Bakueni's A? We can do better. Hey, Hender. We're playing Splinterlands themed Hangman. Ooh, Naga Fire Wizard. I think you've got it. We got a pro, absolute pro here in Buck. Yeah, and it was correct. Alright, let me swap back on over to good old Splinterlands now, and we'll try to climb up into this Champ League. And we've got Healed Out and Reverse Speed. So, hey, to all of you who wanted to see Grum Fireblade in action, that's exactly what I'm going to throw into action here, because healing's a no-no. So we're going to go with Grum, we're going to go with Caledon, and then we're going to see what else is the slow boys of the Fire Splinter. If Tusk the Wide had reach, they would be perfect. They don't. Therefore, they are considered to be completely useless. Zauren Ifrit, sure. Cleanse. Mostly because of Life Leech is why I want them. The Headwinds will also be useful if my opponent is playing this guy, a Jotun himself. Maybe a Demoralize. Keep me alive a bit longer. And I think we'll go with a Blind, because that fits nicely. So they've gone with Magic Reflect, which is not really ideal for me. But luckily I've got a mixture of magic damage. So we got Ron asking for Selenia to be played as soon as possible. So I can do that. But first I want to see Grum get some kills on the board. But Zaurin is stealing all the kills. I think I might win this one. Here we go. Here comes Grum. Well, he didn't get to become massive. But luckily I had a fairly well-balanced team. And that puts me a little bit closer to that Champ 2 milestone. I've got 36 minutes left to try and get that happening. It might happen. It probably won't. I just want to see whether or not this lands on Dragon. Oh, how many attempts will it take, Ron? That's one. That's two. It's three. Dragon Splint is available. Took 4 attempts. Hopefully it's not 4 attempts winning a game for me to get Selenia to go. But unfortunately this is Fog of War, so no one has Sneak or Snipe. So we will go with Selenia. And now I've got to build a team around Seeking and Sniping. Or rather, an opponent who cannot Sneak, cannot Snipe. Which limits me to range damage as well. Should probably try to make the most of Grenadier. Although that's not going to be fantastic. Naga Assassin will be fun with Enrage. Supply Runner, let's go with some speed. I think I know what I'm going to build my team around now. It's just going to be pure running around like an absolute maniac. And who is going to be a tankety tank? Maybe a Crystal Jaguar. Or maybe, better yet, a Crystal Werewolf. Because my team will be quite vulnerable to magic damage. Naga Assassin actually makes 0 sense. So let's go with a Cleanse. Naga Assassin makes no sense because there's no Sneak, but I've included her just for the speed. Well, I'm glad I went with speed because hopefully we can hit Pelacor Mercenary, because that backfire is going to be really bad. Grenadier did an amazing job, and I think I should be sweet from here on in. Look at that speed on the Crystal Werewolf. Outstanding. Yeah, I think it was a bit low. I mean, 26 mana, you could have still snuck a kitty in, I guess. Oh, that miss. If Dr. Blight comes through with the win there, I was going to be so mad. That got me 18 ranking points. 123 more ranking points. Where am I on the leaderboard now? 174th. Nowhere near the prizes. Absolutely so distant from them. Yeah, the only weakness of it is that it doesn't have flying. Because if it had flying, you could snare it. And then that would be fantastic. But it's not how its world works, the good old Nightmare. And I still haven't maxed out my Nightmare. I've been saying that I should max that card out for what? 8 months now? Alright, we have Stampede. Everyone wants a nice good trample. Oh, my opponent's summoners are just absolutely freaking brutal beasts. I'm going to go with unicorn. Yeah, if you wanna pop it in the chat, if you can post a link in there, we'll have a look at the weird game. It's a learning opportunity. We can learn things together. What am I doing? Where is my unicorn? It's because my team is sorted in the wrong order. There's my unicorn. They're gonna go trample, trample, trample. Just gonna back them up with a Chaos Knight. Because I want my unicorn to be the greatest unicorn that ever existed. And for that reason, I'm going to also use Angel of Light. Because if unicorn fails, we fail. And I'll throw the Chaos Agent in. And then we'll get even more speed. Yeah, super fast, super inspired team. Can a unicorn overcome a Magnol? We will see. Unicorn is unlikely to overcome a Magnol. But Unicorn will get resurrected. And the trample, oh god, is going to unfortunately continue forever. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Okay, go Chaos Agent. Oh, why couldn't you dodge? Oh well. Okay, let's have a look at Bakueni's battle here before we accept Rondon's challenge. Bear with me while I bring up this battle. Okay, here we go. Alright, so Bakueni is on the top here. And bottom team. So we have Shield Bearer, Shield Bearer. Soul Fiend, Soul Fiend, Healer, Healer. Take note of your Shield Bearer's speed in the second half. Okay. So you've got +1 speed via Soul Fiend and +1 speed via Adelaide Brightwing. They don't have any slow, and your Shield Bearer's speed never got bestowed unless they dispelled, which they did with the Crystal Smith. So that's fine. That logic makes sense to me so far. So your speed goes up, or rather they get the buff because they've not yet been dispelled. Now they've been dispelled, so their speed went from 2 to 1. But now Shield Bearer, Crystal Smith rather, is dead. But the dispel still happened. Where did that... Where is that slow? There's no slow, yet there is a slow. Yeah. That is truly bizarre. It also didn't buff your speed. Because when your Fiend got resurrected, your speed should have gone from 2 to 3. Because the dispel was no longer in effect, and that swiftness was reapplied. It's weird, but I'm pretty sure you still won. Yeah, yeah, you still won. So it's interesting that happened in there. All right, Ron's got a challenge for me. It's Gold League. Everything can be used. And he said he wouldn't screen cheat me. So I'm going to not hide my screen as I select my team this time, and we'll see whether or not he screen cheats me. Healed out, Rise of the Commons. Okay. So what would you guys do? Let's see if chat can beat Rondon. Pick a summoner. You've got 2 minutes. Chat can pick a summoner. Go for it. I will do a team constructed by chat. You can see what cards I've got. Pick it. Chat versus Ron. No one's picking a card. I know there's a delay. No one. Absolutely no one picking any cards. Alright, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. Oh, someone said Llama. Okay. Llama came in first. General Discharge. So we got Llama, and then we've got 31 mana to go, and we've got a minute. I know what I'd like to do. If I get down to 45 seconds, I'm just gonna randomly pick stuff because I know what I would like to play here, and it's not gonna be pretty. All right, I'm doing it. I'm doing what I want. It's Venari Knifer. I'm gonna throw in one of these. I'm going to throw in one of these. And I'm going to throw in one of these. And then I'm going to throw in one of these. I have realized that Llama is going to be completely pointless in the context of the team that I've selected here. But we'll see what happens. Wanted poisonous beasts to overcome and ravage the enemy team. Oh, very nice. I also wanted this guy to have a fun time. I think I might have this. If I can hit that pixie. It doesn't matter. I'm still winning. Well, perhaps. We'll see. I was winning until the last stand came along. But who knows? I just need to freaking hit. Why can't I hit? There we go. How much health am I going to get on my last stand? Is it going to be enough to thorns you to death? Oh no, the miss. Oh, if only I'd hit, I would have thorns you to death. That was really entertaining, considering the context of me picking that team. You would have done so much better if I hadn't played Slipspawn as well. Alright, jumping back into ranked battles. I don't really have any sort of go-to build in terms of things. Like, there's a couple of teams that I really enjoy. One of them is in Death Splinter. I don't get the opportunity to play it all that much. Another one that I find really entertaining is Shieldbearer in Life Splinter, along with a whole bunch of Sneak. And yeah, there's no real go-to, because your go-to, particularly in the higher leagues, is limited by the rule set, the mana available, then the splinters available. So you have to think about what it is you're going to play, and you can't just sort of play it like you're playing a game of poker where you're just like, I'm going to play this hand, I'm going to fold this hand, I'm going to play this hand. Although if I was playing Splinterlands like I was playing poker, I'd be definitely folding, or rather surrendering, any game that was back to basics. What am I going to do here, where it's Rise of the Commons instead, is probably going to be annoying and use armor, because armor is not often expected in back to basics. And I'm going to use Bone Golem. I'm going to hope I've got enough mana left over for a stun, so I can synergize that knockout mechanic. And I just do. And that's really all that I can put into this team. It's a high mana team, but it might work. Hey, Lord and Keck, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Caught me at a good time while I'm sitting here grinding towards Champ 2. Word on the street is I'm not going to make it. But I'm going to try as much as I possibly can. Yeah, the only problem is if I had played Obsidian there back only, I would have wanted to have played Magi of the Forest, which is 4 magic into 5. So I would have been like, yeah, look at my 5 magic damage. Oh, it's doing 1 magic damage. Maybe I'll win this one through a surrender. I locked in my team with a minute left. Oh, no, I'm not going to win it through surrender. Unfortunate. Okay. This array of magic is going to be annoying. I'm really hoping I get the stun in. I did. But now I'm hoping that I can get the stun in again. I didn't. Because now I've got to survive yet another round here. Unfortunately, it's not void armor. It's just void. And I am not coming out of this one alive. Damn. Alright, another opportunity to grind my head against the wall. What do I got? Aim true, equalizer. Well, if everything's going to hit, might as well hit first. So in comes the Byzantine kitty. And if everything's going to hit, it may as well go flying back towards the enemy. So that's where we're going to employ the wonderful abilities of Almo. Or actually, do I go unconventional? Go Deep Swimmer and throw in Arianthus? Or alternatively, do I go Alster and throw in Onyx Sentinel, because that's the same as Arianthus, it's just 1 less health. Arianthus. Oh, but the mana. No, I want the mana usage. So it's going to be Alster, because I'm saving 4 mana there by not using Deep Swimmer. Then we're going to go Jin Murray, Pegasus. Now this is sort of looking like one of my favored setups here. I like to have the Dark Hawan at the back of the team, but I like to also have Cornelius right next to them. And the triage is kind of important, because that keeps Cornelius alive and Dark Hawan alive betterer. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to use that one, so I'll have to swap it out for Thorosa. And I've just realized I've played a team full of legendary creatures. So if I don't win this, it's going to be quite disturbing. But I've geared up here definitely to be fighting against Blue Splinter. I wish I could have had space in my team for an affliction. Not an affliction, amplification. Because that would be amazing. But I don't know. They've gone with a mishmash of stuff. And I probably would have been better off playing Deep Swimmer here. Their team is pretty similar to mine. But they've got a Blight in there, which is going to ruin my hopes and dreams of resurrections. And mega livings. And my heal is completely wiped out by Mimosa. And now my Pegasus cannot fly no more. I am not winning that next match. I don't think I'm going to be making a Champ 2 today. But at least I went from Diamond to Champion, because I was in Diamond last season. And today it's Champion. Which means tomorrow, probably at about this time, I will have 80. Yes. 80 chests to open, along with whatever my army of incorporeal machines has made me, which is probably not all that much, but it's always fun. Got target practice and spreading fury, so everything has snipe. I really want to go unconventional here, and I'm going to. An enraged Orc Sergeant could be lots of fun, but I'm going to go Tortosan Chief. Super unconventional. Ooh, 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 this could work. Don't know if I'll have enough health. But this is going to work. Holy crap. Because the affliction matters not. So when in doubt of the Llama Cron, go for the Llama neutral abomination. That is Llama and Tortosan Chief. And you'll find great fortunes and fame and have great success in all of life. I did say I wanted to go unconventional. And I did. And it worked hilariously. Alright, we got Holy Protection and we got Lost Magic. So we're looking for blast damage that isn't blast damage. I'm probably going to do Kitty and Life, because Life have the most amount of blast damage and I can control the return fire and the direction of fire with a shield bearer. It's just a question of who else do I throw into the second line that can do additional return fire. Robo Dragon Knight feels like a nice option, but I think I'm going to go with Onyx Sentinel instead. It's probably better to go Cornelius though. Carnage Titan, do they have return fire though? Because they've got shield. I can support them with triage, I suppose. So we've got Scale Doctor and Herbalist. And then I wanted to focus on Blast myself, so Prismologist. And that's really the only Blast that there is. Let's go with Evangelist. Try and poach down their armor at the same time. We'll see. And there is Range Blast by way of Prismologist. There could have also been a... What's his face? A Pew Pew Man, a Grenadier. But Carnage Tartan did honor. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, I don't need no stinking resurrection. I just need to hit you. No worries, General Discharge. I will see you around. That was a brutal victory for me. $10 rating points. Take that along. 147 to Champ 2. Not going to get there. Not in the next 9 and a bit minutes that I've got left here. So I do believe we have another streamer coming for us. Not directly after this, but there'll be an intermission of 2 hours before we have a Captain Hoko scheduled on. So if you're looking for more Splinterlands tonight, feel free to stick around and come back for their stream later on. And then, as Ron has mentioned, tomorrow is a big day with the Town Hall. It's going to be new stuff, new words, new things. And I'll probably be asleep while all of that is happening. Alrighty, explosive weaponry and close ranged. Oh, I'm so sad that Green Splinter's not available. I might do the unthinkable and go for whoever has the bestest and mostest snipes while considering Deep Swimmer. No, that's not an option. Some speedy snipes. Well, relatively speedy snipes. And if Blast is going to take place, well, Cornelius is going to be our man. / flying, whatever he is and whatever he does. And I'm being super duper risky by not carrying a heal. But we'll see. Just code until it starts. I've got to go to the supermarket after this. And then I shall return and collapse into a fatigued heap. Ready for another day of coding and working and crying mainly. They brought a repair. They have a lot of range damage. I'm afraid of Gem Meteor. I'm very afraid of Gem Meteor because he can do shit like that. Where he's like, I'm gonna attack here and you can do nothing about it. Yeah. My ability to bring snipes is very nice because guess who's gonna die first? The person who has the resurrect. At least it better be the person who has the resurrect. No, the resurrect is gonna go off. Why do you waste my time, Brightwing? Mantoid. Mantoid almost with the double kill. I'm so surprised that Lensmaster is still kicking around in this battle. That Shield Bearer and Cornelius combo was just absolutely beautifully lovely. And I get the impression lots of people are playing because it's taking longer and longer for it to load my prior battles. It's taking an enormous amount of time to load those prior battles. Alright, I think I got time for one more before we'll have to say our teary goodbyes. And you guys will be like, where is he? Why does he have to disappear? Why can we only have him for 2 hours on this thing? Well, it's because they have to have an existence outside of this game. What is this last battle going to be? It is no sneak, no snipe, taking sides, blue, white, blue, green, white. If I can get my colors in the right order in my brain. What does my opponent typically enjoy? They do enjoy a bit of blue Splinter. And I think that was a team comprised entirely of neutrals, almost. They've got a pretty good selection of creatures. So, I think I might take advantage of Divine Shield and go with a... not one of you. I want to use Blast. And there's only 2 Blast available in that Splinter. So maybe I will go blue Splinter. Because then there's only 2 Blast available there as well. But I don't know. Is 20 mana enough to make Kraken viable? I think it is. This is how I'm going to end my season. Irresponsibly. Highly, highly irresponsibly. Let's go. I'm surprised we didn't rank up against each other if you were matchmaking Bakawani. Okay, this is not going to go well. I'm going to get afflicted immediately, and then I'm going to proceed to lose. Thanks, Milo. Thanks, Goblin Psychic. Thanks, Skip to Results. You're the best button in all of Splinterlands. Alright, I'm going to do one more now. I used to have ZSC-chan once upon a time. She used to be in my collection. She is no more. Alright, one more battle. I've played the game so much, I know that the RNG despises me in its entirety. It's the only fair and reasonable outcome, is to be destroyed by the RNG. Come on, battle. Alright, enrage, no magic. And I only have a few moments left here. So if it's enrage and no magic, we are going to go for the speediest team we possibly can. I want to focus fire as much as I possibly can. I'm gonna do that through death. So what am I going to do? Since I've got speed, let's sort by speed. Phantasm, Lyra, Naga. That's not really focusing fire, but whatever. I've dug my grave now. I may as well enjoy its comforting surrounds. No, I definitely want you in the team. Okay, I really hope my opponent picks their team nice and quickly here, because I want to see how this battle goes. Perhaps I'll be faster, perhaps I'll be slower. I just want to see the enemy suffer. Alright. We got Magnol. They can't hit me. They can't hit me at all. They're missing everything. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. This is how you want things to end. So with this, I will bid you all a good evening, a good existence, and a good end of season. I will be opening my rewards on my channel tomorrow, and I hope to see you there. Have a good one, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Enjoy whatever it is you're going to do next. Have a good one. See you later.